Yes, good morning to all of you students. Myself Vijay, and today we are continuing with the chapter number 14 of your science book, and the name of the chapter is Chemical Effect of Electric Current. And in the previous session, we have discussed that there are some liquids which conduct the electricity, which allow the electricity to flow through them, just like tap water, rainwater, or lemon juice. Those liquids which allow the electric current to flow through them are the good conductors of electricity, whereas there are also some liquids which do not allow the electric current to flow through them, just like honey, or we can say just like honey or oil. They are the bad conductors of electricity, and we have tested them with certain testers made by us, and they are discussed in the activities. Till now, in this chapter, we have discussed this much. Now, in today's discussion, we will see activity 14.4. Activity 14.4, और इसमें हम क्या देखेंगे कि does the distilled water conduct electricity or does not? Does distilled water conduct electricity or not? That we will see in this particular activity. I hope all of you know the meaning of distilled water. डिस्टिल वाटर ऐसा वाटर होता है जो जनरली लेबोरेटरीज में अवेलेबल होता है या फिर किसी जो मेडिकल स्टोर होती है वहां पे अवेलेबल होता है. Distilled water is the purest form of the water which do not contain any impurities, any salts, any impurities. The water which do not contain any type of salt or any impurities, that water is known as distilled water. The water which is coming in our home is it is not the distilled water, because it contains some salt, which is required for our digestion purpose के लिए, हमारी बॉडी के लिए अच्छे होते हैं. तो हम डिस्टिल वाटर का यूज नहीं करते हैं ड्रिंकिंग के लिए. ड्रिंकिंग पर्पस के लिए हम टैप वाटर यूज करते हैं, जिसमें कुछ मिनरल्स और कुछ एडेड सॉल्ट्स होते हैं जो हमारी हेल्थ के लिए अच्छे होते हैं. डिस्टिल वाटर जनरली लेबोरेटरीज वगैरह में अवेलेबल होता है. Understood. Now we will see that the electric current will flow through the distilled water or not. Now for that we will see the activity 14.4. All of you see what you have to do in this activity. Take about 2 teaspoons full of distilled water in a clean and dry plastic or rubber cap of a bottle. Now you may obtain the distilled water from your school science lab. You may also get distilled water from a medical store or a doctor or a nurse. Now, use the tester to test whether distilled water conduct electricity or not. What do you find? Does distilled water conduct electricity? Now, those students who are not attending these online classes regularly, tester means जैसे कि हमने पिछले एक्टिविटीज में यूज किया था, ये एक टेस्टर ही तो है जो आपको फिगर 14.4 में आपको दिखाई दे रहा है ना. You can see in figure 14.4, this is the tester only, है ना. This tester contains a battery, a magnetic compass will show the deflection, and these are the 2 open ends. ये जो 2 ओपन एंड है, यही टेस्टर के 2 एंड है जिसको हमें डिस्टिल वाटर में डिप करना है. और डिस्टिल वाटर में डिप करेंगे, उसके बाद हम ये चेक करेंगे कि मैग्नेटिक नीडल में डिफ्लेक्शन शो हो रहा है या फिर नहीं हो रहा है. अगर मैग्नेटिक नीडल में कोई भी डिफ्लेक्शन शो नहीं होगा तो इसका मतलब करंट फ्लो नहीं हो रहा है, करंट का जो सर्किट है वो पूरा नहीं हो रहा है. अगर सर्किट पूरा नहीं होगा, दैट मींस द करंट इज नॉट फ्लोइंग, दैट मींस द डिस्टिल्ड वाटर इज द बैड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. अंडरस्टूड. लेकिन अगर ये डिफ्लेक्शन शो हो जाएगा इस मैग्नेटिक कंपास में, दैट मींस सर्किट कंप्लीट हो गया. और जब सर्किट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, दैट मींस द करंट इज flowing through the circuit, है ना. The distilled water is the good conductor of electricity. Okay, so let's see. All of you know that distilled water do not allow the electric current to flow through it. अगर हम distilled water में एक्सपेरिमेंट करेंगे तो कहीं से भी कोई भी करंट का फ्लो नहीं होगा. There will be no deflection in the magnetic needle. कोई डिफ्लेक्शन नहीं होगा. That means the distilled water is the poor conductor of electricity. Now some students will ask why it is the poor conductor of electricity. Because distilled water is the purest form of water. It does not have any impurities like salts or some ions or other impurities it do not have. That's why it do not allow the electricity to flow through it. That's why distilled water is the poor or the bad conductor of electricity. Okay, now what you have to do, इसी एक्टिविटी में हम एक और एक्टिविटी परफॉर्म करके देखेंगे. क्या होगी वो एक्टिविटी? नाउ डिसॉल्व अ पिंच ऑफ कॉमन सॉल्ट इन डिस्टिल वाटर. नाउ अगेन टेस्ट. व्हाट डू यू कंक्लूड दिस टाइम? तो आपको डिस्टिल वाटर में आपने जब अपनी एक्टिविटी परफॉर्म करेंगे तो आप ये देखेंगे कि मैग्नेटिक नीडल में देयर इज नो डिफ्लेक्शन. That means distilled water is the poor conductor. That's clear. But if you will add some salt to the distilled water, आपने अगर आपने जो salt कोई add कर दिया, suppose आपने जो common salt हम use करते हैं अपने houses में, है ना, हमने houses में जो हम common salt as a edible common salt जो use करते हैं खाने के use में लेते हैं, that edible salt is added or other some salt is added to the distilled water, then it will allow the electric current to flow through it, है ना. उसमें salt add कर दिया तो salt are the good conductors of electricity. Salt क्या होते हैं? Salt जो होते हैं they are the good conductors of electricity. Now here one important point I want to discuss. अगर salt solid state में है तो then they are the bad conductor of electricity. But if the salt are in the liquid state or the salt are in the soluble state, then they will allow the electric current to flow through them. I repeat once again, अगर salt जो है, जब मैं salt कह रहा हूं तो आप assume कीजिए अपने घरों में जो हम edible जो salt use करते हैं vegetables वगैरह बनाने के लिए जो generally salt use करते हैं table salt, वो आप समझ लीजिए. वैसे सॉल्ट का मीनिंग और भी बहुत सारे अलग अलग सॉल्ट हो सकते हैं, लेकिन समझने के लिए आप वो सॉल्ट ले लीजिए जिसको हम सोडियम क्लोराइड बोलते हैं जनरली, है ना. इन द सॉलिड स्टेट इट विल नॉट अलाउ द इलेक्ट्रिक करंट टू फ्लो थ्रू इट, बट इफ इट इज इन द डिसॉल्व्ड स्टेट और इट इज इन द लिक्विड स्टेट इट विल अलाउ द इलेक्ट्रिक करंट टू फ्लो थ्रू इट. ओके, तो सॉल्ट्स के भी दो अलग अलग जो है फैक्ट्स आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Okay, now all of you see, when salt is dissolved in distilled water, we obtain salt solution. This is a conductor of electricity. This paragraph is very important. You have to mark this in your notebook, books also. Mark this paragraph with some pencil or highlighter. Mark this important. है ना? Salt solutions are the good conductors of electricity. Now, the water that we get from the sources such as taps, hand pumps, wells and ponds is not pure. यहाँ पे pure कहने का मतलब है कि the water which we are getting from different sources like taps or hand pumps or wells or ponds, that is not the distilled water. That is not the 100% pure water. बिकॉज वाटर के अंदर क्या प्रेजेंट होंगे? हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन के एटम्स प्रेजेंट होंगे. हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन एटम्स आपस में कंबाइंड स्टेट में होने चाहिए. लेकिन जो वाटर हमें टैप से, हैंड पंप्स, वेल्स, अलग अलग सोर्सेज से मिलता है उसमें हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन के मॉलिक्यूल्स के अलावा भी कुछ सॉल्ट प्रेजेंट होते हैं. And due to presence of those salts only, the tap water becomes the good conductor of electricity. But since these salts are absent in the distilled water, so distilled water is the poor conductor of electricity. Clear? I hope this topic is very clear to all of you. ठीक है? Moving ahead in the chapter, all of you see. It may contain salts dissolved in it. Small amount of mineral salts are naturally present in it. Small amount of mineral salt are naturally present in it. This water is thus a good conductor of electricity. On other hand, distilled water is free of salt and is a poor conductor of electricity. Now, very important students, all of you mark it as important. इसको important mark करेंगे. क्या important mark करना है कि the distilled water is the poor conductor of electricity, whereas the tap water is the good conductor of electricity. Now information in the box is given. What is the information? All of you see. Small amount of mineral salts present naturally in water are beneficial for human health. However, these salts make water a good conductor, so we should never handle the electric appliances with wet hands or while standing on a wet floor. In the beginning of the chapter also, it was given as a caution, it was given as a precaution that while handling a electrical equipment, we should not use wet hands, है ना? Because water is the good conductor of electricity. It contains some salts naturally, उसमें naturally कुछ salts present होते हैं which make the water as a good conductor of electricity. ठीक है. Now, we have found that common salt, when dissolved in distilled water, makes it a good conductor. What are the other substances which, when dissolved in distilled water, make it conducting? Let us find out. है ना? अभी हमने इस टॉपिक में क्या डिस्कशन किया है कि जनरली डिस्टिल्ड वाटर इज अ बैड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, यस, बट इफ वी ऐड सम सॉल्ट टू इट, then the distilled water becomes a good conductor of electricity. लेकिन सॉल्ट के अलावा कॉमन सॉल्ट जो हमने यूज किया है, कॉमन सॉल्ट के अलावा और कौन से ऐसे सब्सटेंस है जिनको हम इफ वी ऐड देम टू वाटर दे विल आल्सो बिकम द गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, है ना? सॉल्ट के अलावा और ऐसे कौन से सब्सटेंस हैं जिनको अगर हम वाटर में ऐड करें तो वाटर विल बिकम द गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, और द डिस्टिल्ड वाटर विल बिकम good conductor of electricity in presence of what types of substance except the salts that we will see, है ना? So the answer of this question is, I will already give you the answer of this question, and some student might have the answer of this already. If you will add some acid or if you will add some base, I'm writing it on your screen, all of you listen and all of you see also. If you will add some acids or if you will add some base to the water, आपने डिस्टिल वाटर में कुछ एसिड ऐड किया है या कोई बेस ऐड किया है या फिर क्या ऐड किया है, सॉल्ट, then the distilled water will become the good conductor of electricity. If you will add some acid or some base or if you will add some salt to the distilled water, then the distilled water will start conducting the electricity. Okay students, so let's see the activity 14.5. Before performing activity 14.5, there is a caution. What is the caution? That do the next activity under the supervision of your teacher, parent or some elderly person, because the use of acid is involved in it. Acids are very harmful to use. Acids should be used with very precautions and with very cautions, because if they will spill on your body, they can damage your skin also. They can damage your body also. That's why they should be handled with care. Now all of you see activity 14.5. Take 3 clean plastic or rubber caps of bottles. Pour about 2 teaspoons full of distilled water in each of them. Add a few drops of lemon juice or dilute hydrochloric acid to distilled water in 1 cap. Now what you have to do? You have to take 3 plastic cups, है ना? 3 प्लास्टिक जो कप्स लेने हैं, प्लास्टिक के कप्स ले सकते हैं, और जिसमें से आपको क्या करना है, you have to add distilled water in 2 cups. उनमें से 2 में आपको क्या ऐड करना है, distilled water ऐड करना है, ठीक है? और उन दोनों में से जो एक डिस्टिल्ड वाटर का जो कप है उसमें आपको हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड ऐड कर सकते हैं. As you can see, it is an acid, hydrochloric acid and lemon juice. या तो हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड ऐड कर दो या फिर लेमन जूस ऐड कर सकते हैं. Now some of the students might be thinking why we are adding the lemon juice. Now I will like to tell them lemon juice also contain acid. Yes dear students, lemon juice, since lemon juice is sour in taste, है ना? All of you recall the taste of the lemon juice. लेमन जूस का टेस्ट कैसे होता है? थोड़ा सॉर होता है ना, थोड़ा खट्टा होता है. Those substances which are sour in taste generally contain acid. आप अब उन्हीं सभी उन सब सब्सटेंस के बारे में सोचिए, दो सब्सटेंस विच आर सॉर इन टेस्ट, जो टेस्ट में थोड़े सॉर होंगे, उन सभी के अंदर कहीं ना कोई टाइप का मिनरल एसिड या फिर ऑर्गेनिक एसिड उनके अंदर प्रेजेंट होता है. Okay, now the lemon juice, it is sour in taste, so it contains some acid. तो आपको या तो डिस्टिल वाटर में you have to add lemon juice or you have to add the hydrochloric acid. In the first cap, in the first जो आपने प्लास्टिक बॉटल का जो कैप लिया है जिसमें डिस्टिल वाटर लिया है, in the first cap you have to add either the hydrochloric acid or the lemon juice because both contains the acid. Now in the second cap containing distilled water, add a few drops of base such as caustic soda or potassium iodide. Now in the second, what you are adding? In the first you have added the acid like hydrochloric acid or lemon juice contain the citric acid. Which acid is present in the lemon juice? If someone asks you which acid present in the lemon juice, now your answer should be citric acid. I am writing the name of the acid, CITRIC, citric acid. Which acid is present in the lemon juice? Citric acid is present in the lemon juice. So in the first container you have added the acid. Now in the second container, what you have to add? In the second container you have to add a base such as caustic soda or potassium iodide. It is a base. Okay, and add a little sugar to the distilled water in the third cap and dissolve it. Now remember all the three additives you have added in the three caps. In the first cap you have added the acid. Okay, very important. Listen to me very carefully. In the first you have added the acid. In the second you have added the base. In the second you have added the base. And in the third you have added the sugar solution. Third वाले में क्या ऐड किया आपने? Sugar ऐड किया है. Now what you have to do? You have to bring your tester और टेस्ट करना है कि इन तीनों कंडीशंस में से कौन सी कंडीशन में जो है द करंट विल फ्लो एंड इन द विच कंडीशन द करंट विल नॉट फ्लो. And if you will perform this activity, you will observe that in the case of sugar solution, the current will not flow through the solution. The sugar solution is the bad conductor of electricity, whereas base will allow the electric current to flow through it, acid will allow the electric current to flow through it, salt जो होंगे, salt will also allow the electric current to flow through it. Salt के जो solution होंगे, acid का solution, base का solution, they will allow the electric current to flow through them. They are the good conductors of electricity. Whereas the sugar solution, it does not contain any free ions, so it will not allow the electricity to flow through it. So sugar solution is the bad conductors of electricity. Okay, students. Now you can see it from here also. It is mentioned most liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of acid, base and salt. Very important. All of you mark it. Important in your books also कि जितने भी conductors होते हैं electricity के, ज्यादातर जो solutions होते हैं they are mostly the acids, bases or salts. When an electric current flows through a conducting solution, does it produce an effect of the solution? Definitely. जब एक solution में से current flow होता है, तो which effect it does produce? It produces the chemical effect of the electric current. Which effect is produced? Chemical effect of electric current. Okay, students. So this effect, that is topic 14.2. This topic we will discuss in next session or our next meeting. This is very important topic. Again, I told you the name of the chapter is chemical effect of electric current, and till now we have only prepared the base of the chapter. Till now we have only prepared the base of the chapter. The main portion or the very interesting topic that you have to understand in the chemical effect of electric current will be start from the next session. That is the core meaning. That is the core meaning of chemical effect of electric current that will be started from the next session. Okay, students, that's all for today's session. I hope you enjoyed session. I hope you understand the things which I tried to explain. Thank you very much for joining the class. I'll see you in the next session.